It's Kate Northrup here. And if you are just happening upon this and you have no idea who I am the author of the international bestseller, Money, a Love Story, and I am the founder of Origin, which you are going to hear about in the coming couple of weeks. So before we get started, related to what I'm talking about and how to increase your energy with a very simple tracking practice that you can do every day in less than 3 minutes, and you don't even have to do anything else to make any changes to increase your energy, I want to invite you to a whole workshop that I'm doing for free called the Sustainable Success Workshop, where I will be teaching how to get into sync with the cycles of your body, the cycles of the moon, the cycles of the season, to increase momentum in your business as an entrepreneur and as a mom. And you can go over to sustainablesuccessworkshop.com. I'll also be teaching you why time management is a total waste of time, ironically, and why you need to manage your energy instead. And today I'm going to give you a taste of what that's all about. And then I'm also going to talk to you about how you can kind of stop that feeling of being super, super pulled between your business and your kids and feeling like you are doing both badly. Mothering and entrepreneurship badly because, you feel so pulled. So I'm going to give you the solution to that during the Sustainable Success Workshop. Can't say that, it'll be cure it forever, because I think that that's sort of one of the things of just being a mom that we deal with, but I can definitely give you some things to turn down the volume on the mom guilt. So, all right, but today we are talking about how to increase your energy with one super simple energy tracking practice. So I'd love to know in the comments below, what do you track in your life? Do you track, do you weigh yourself? Do you track your food? I have a girlfriend who literally, I couldn't believe this. I'd known her for a while, and she told me that she had literally tracked every calorie that she had eaten for years, and she had the spreadsheets. It was like bananas. Do you track your money? Do you track, what do you track? So I will tell you, I implemented a couple months ago an incredibly simple tracking practice that has helped me to increase my productivity, increase my energy, and decrease my anxiety, because I tend to be a little bit of an anxious person anyway. And I actually used to be on anxiety meds in college. I am no longer, but that's something I don't think I've ever actually talked about that before, but I was. And when I had my baby girl, I really suffered from postpartum anxiety and insomnia. And it was rough. And so this energy practice that I've implemented has helped me to feel calm, productive, and energized. So if you've ever struggled with anxiety, then hopefully this will help you as well. What I found out, I was reading Luann Brisendine's book, The Female Brain, and in that book, she talks about, in the Mommy Brain chapter, a very interesting study that looked at actually monkeys who are mothers. And what they found is that basically, I don't need to get into this whole study for you, but basically they found that the biggest predictor of being a good nurturer as a mother is actually predictability in terms of your resources and just predictability in general. So what really helps the mom brain is predictability, which is crazy because I find having a child to be one of the most out of control experiences of my life. I think, which is why I've had so much anxiety. And women are told that what's wrong with us is how unpredictable we are. But I am here to tell you that we are actually so predictable. Why? Because we are cyclical in a really predictable way, just like the moon is cyclical in a really predictable way, just like the seasons are cyclical in a really predictable way. So the feminine is actually incredibly predictable, believe it or not. And as a mom, as a business owner, you can tap into your cyclical nature and the predictability of that to help you not only be a better business owner, but also be a better mom. How cool is that? So everybody wins. All right, so I'm gonna tell you what I've been tracking. It is true that what we track has a tendency to improve without us even having to do another thing about it. So people who weigh themselves tend to lose weight. Not because they necessarily change their eating or their exercise, although I'm sure that's part of it. They just kind of tend to lose weight because what we track tends to improve. I do not weigh myself, for the record. I don't find that a life-affirming practice for me, but everybody's different. I'd be curious how many people in the comments you can let me know. Are you a weigher? Are you a not weigher? But I track other things. And so I actually didn't weigh myself my entire pregnancy, by the way. And neither did my midwives, because they found that maternal weight is actually not a particularly strong indicator, data-wise, having to do anything with the health of the mother or the baby. There's not enough data to support it. So the weighing of pregnant women is actually it's not proven by data to make any difference. So I just didn't do that because I didn't want to know. It was just helpful for me not to know. Okay, I'm getting off track. So what am I tracking? How am I doing it? Every night I have a special journal and it sits by my bedside, and when I travel I bring it with me, and in this journal I write down every night what the date is, what day of my cycle I'm in, so my menstrual cycle, what phase of my cycle I'm in, and any important cosmic weather, like is it a new moon, is it a full moon? I haven't started to track yet the waxing moon or the waning, like the waxing crescent or the waning quarter or whatever. If it's Mercury retrograde, I might put that down. But I mostly am tracking new moon, full moon, just because for me, less is more. So I track that. And that's really helped me to kind of get this idea, okay, so today I'm on day 13 of my cycle. I know I'm in the ovulation phase, and I know what that's gonna maybe feel like because I've done some reading about it in my mom's book, Women's Bodies, Women's Wisdom, and in my friend Elisa Vitti's book, Woman Code, and there's some other great books on this out there. So I know what they say the experience of that phase of your cycle is gonna be, but I wanna track my own experience because not everybody's experience is going to be the same, and I know I am the leading authority on me, and so I track that. So what's the date, what day of my cycle I'm in, what phase of my cycle I'm in, and any astrological important information. Then I just ask myself, how is my energy today? What kind of workouts did I do and how did it feel? What did I eat and how did that feel in my body? How is my sleep? Can I remember any dreams from the night before? I'm not doing any dream journaling. I've never been big on it, not for any reason other than I'm lazy, but B, these days I get woken up by a toddler at 5:30 a.m., lifting my head off the pillow going, all done. So I'm not doing dream journaling these days, but I try to remember what the dreams were. So I write those down. And then I just say, basically, how's my body feeling? Am I having any symptoms? Am I breaking out? Am I feeling bloated? Am I feeling super energized? Is my skin really clear? How's it going being me? What did I work on that day and how did it feel? How was my mental clarity that day? How was my focus? What kind of projects felt really exciting and fun and what felt like a drag? Did I lose focus in the afternoon? How did it feel in my mothering? How's my libido? So I just kind of ask myself a series of these questions, and that pretty much covers them. It's basically some variation on how am I doing? Physically, emotionally, spiritually, in my relationship with my kid, in my business. And I literally write down maybe 4 sentences for the whole day. So I'm not talking novels here because by the time I go to bed at around 9 at night, I am really tired and I'm not interested in writing a novel. I'm just interested in some data. And what's cool now is to go back and I can be okay, it's day 13 of my cycle today. And I can go back in my little journal and look at day 13 in my cycle from last month and the month before and see what are some of the similarities, what are some of the commonalities. And then as I gather this data moving forward, as you gather, because obviously I'm inviting you to join me in this daily energy tracking process, as you get this data moving forward, you can also begin to plan your time accordingly. So if you know it's day 13 of your cycle, or let's say I'm just gonna give you a better example. Let's say it's day 20 of your cycle and the last 4 months, on day 20 of your cycle, you snapped at your husband and ended up in a fight. maybe on day 20, it's good to give yourself some extra space that day and maybe ask for help with making dinner and picking up the kids. And like maybe everybody knows in the family on day 20, like mama just needs some space. It doesn't mean you're wrong. It doesn't mean they're wrong. It just means you're predictable, right? Like on that day, you are going to be predictably a certain way. And so if you don't cycle for whatever reason, you're probably not watching this anymore at this time, but if you don't cycle for any reason, you can totally track the moon. And what's so cool is the moon is the same energy. So the new moon, which is tomorrow, Wednesday, April 26th, is a really great time to go within and kind of to ask yourself, what am I desiring to manifest in this next cycle? The time when you're bleeding is the same thing. It's that same energy. And then the follicular phase of your cycle is the same thing as the waxing moon. The full moon is the same thing as ovulation. And then the luteal phase of your cycle is the same thing as the waning moon, and then back to the darkened moon. So you don't have to have a uterus to track this stuff. It's all the same energy for everyone on the planet, and we all have the moon. So that is what I track, and I have noticed a big increase in my energy and my sense of calm and security as a result of knowing the day of my cycle, what phase I'm in, and tracking my own data points, and then being able to look back at trends and then plan my life and my business accordingly. Because as women, we have the superpower of being cyclical. And as women, that cyclical nature makes us incredibly productive and makes us incredibly powerful. Okay? So if you want to know more about how to implement this information in your business in super powerful ways to get into momentum and have more productivity with less effort, please come over to sustainablesuccessworkshop.com. I'm teaching a free workshop starting May 9th, where I'm going to be going over more on how to manage your energy instead of managing your time, because if time management worked, we'd all feel like we have enough time. But so many of us who've tried every time management system under the planet still don't feel like we have enough time. So what's got to give there? Well, what's got to give is we're managing the wrong resource. So that's an example. There are so many other things I'm going to be sharing. I'm more proud of this workshop than anything I've ever created, with the exception of my daughter. So come on over, sustainablesuccessworkshop.com. It's free. It starts May 9th. And also let me know below, was this helpful for you? If it was, please share it with a friend who you think also could use a boost in her energy without having to change her supplement routine or change her diet or do more exercise or, whatever, what have you, right? So share it with a friend, post it, and I will love you forever. Thank you. Bye-bye.